tears don't spill by accident. Why did the new girl insist on sitting in front of me on the exact day of our district benchmark exam? Why did she keep glancing back through her hair like she was counting my breaths? Why was the milk tea cup I bought her placed right on the edge of my desk, like it belonged there? And why, in a room so quiet you could hear a pencil roll, did I catch the sharp little click of a lid being loosened, like someone was opening a trap? If it was all an accident, why did her mouth twitch, just for a second, when my answer sheet started bleeding ink? And if I stayed quiet, how many more accidents would she plan until my life looked nothing like mine? My name is Emma Park. Senior year. Crestview Prep, one of those public magnet schools people in Seattle treat like a golden ticket. My mom runs the front desk at the county library. My dad drives deliveries for Harbor Point Medical Supply. We're not broke, but we're not my dad wires the PTA $5,000 either. I've survived on scholarships, late nights, and a personal rule: don't hand anyone a weakness they can hold. That morning, our proctor had just passed out the scantrons. I'd filled in maybe 5 bubbles when I felt the air shift behind me. Soft voice. Tiny. Sweet. Hey. I'm sorry. Do you have an extra pencil? Like a number 2? I forgot mine. Her name was Lily Hart. Transfer student. Came in through some district outreach program supporting students from underserved areas, the counselors said. She'd introduced herself in homeroom, with big eyes and a carefully practiced smile. I'm from out in Maple Hollow, she'd said. It's kind of rural. People say I'm not the sharpest. They call me the pretty dummy. It's okay. I don't get mad. Pretty dummy. Like it was a brand. She was pale and cute in the way that made adults immediately go soft. She wore her innocence like perfume. By second period, half the class had already offered her snacks, extra notebooks, a phone charger. At lunch, someone bought her milk tea because she said she'd never had anything like that before. That someone was me. I slid her a pencil without looking up. Here. Thank you, she whispered, like she might cry from gratitude. The exam started. The room settled into that nervous silence where you can hear the fluorescent lights humming. I leaned in, locked on. Then cold. A slick stream slid down the side of my wrist. I snapped my head up. Lily's milk teacup was tilted perfectly so the drink poured straight across my scantron. The black bubbles I'd filled in blurred into gray storms. Ink bled, spread, swallowed my work like it was hungry. I hadn't even opened my mouth before she started crying. Not sniffly crying. Stage crying. Big tears. Loud little gasps. Shaking hands. Oh my God, Emma, I'm so sorry. I'm so stupid. I didn't mean to. I've never had milk tea before and I got excited and I forgot you were behind me. I know crying doesn't fix anything, but I can't help it. I'm so sorry. Heads lifted. Chairs creaked. A few people murmured, oh no. The proctor rushed over. He stared at my scantron like he was looking at a car wreck. Miss, are you serious right now? Lily crumpled into herself like she'd been shot. It was an accident. I'm clumsy. I'm from a poor area, I don't know how to. The proctor cut her off and turned to me. This is the district benchmark. We do not have extra scantrons. And time is almost up. If it's damaged, it's damaged. He peeled my soggy scantron off the desk, half of it stuck to the paper, and exhaled like I'd personally ruined his day. I'm sorry, he said, but his voice had that final tone. Rules are rules. I nodded. Quiet. Around me, whispers crawled like ants. That's Emma. She's literally top 3. She just lost the whole math section. She can ace everything else and it won't matter. Lily turned back to me, eyes wet, mouth trembling. Are you mad at me? And that was when I saw it. Just for a heartbeat, so small it could have been imagined, her lip curled upward. A flicker of satisfaction. Like the tears were one costume and the smile underneath was the real face. Something in me went ice calm. I looked at her scantron, clean, perfect, dry. Then I looked at the half cup of milk tea still sitting there, like a prop. I leaned in and spoke softly so only she could hear. It's fine. It's just a test. Her shoulders relaxed like she'd won. Really? She breathed. You're so nice. I reached for the cup. And before her smile could fully bloom, I flipped it upside down on her scantron. Milk tea surged out, drowning her bubbles. Brown liquid soaked the paper until her answers vanished into sludge. Lily froze. I set the empty cup in the trash, pulled out a wet wipe, and cleaned my fingers like I was wiping away a mistake. Then I smiled. Lily, I said sweetly, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. Please forgive me. Her mouth opened. Nothing came out. Because she couldn't scream without breaking character. Because the proctor was still walking the aisles. Because pretty dummy only works when you're the victim. Her jaw tightened. She swallowed her rage with a trembling chin. It's okay, she whispered. I messed up first. I can't blame you. But her eyes said something else. Her eyes said, I'm coming for you. A week later, scores were posted outside the counseling office. My name, Emma Park, was lower than I'd ever seen it. Not failing. Just humiliating. People turned to look at me like they didn't know where to place me anymore. That's when Noah Klein showed up beside me. Noah wasn't just smart. He was the kind of smart teachers talked about like a legend. Quiet. Sharp. Cold-lipped. If you tried flirting with him, he'd slice you to pieces. With one sentence and go back to his book. He scanned my score and frowned. This test was easy. That score doesn't make sense. I kept my face neutral. Some things aren't on the test. He tilted his head slightly, eyes narrowing. Her. I didn't play dumb. Yeah. Behind us, a familiar sob rose at just the right volume. Lily stood a few feet away, clutching her report like it was a tragic love letter. Emma, I thought you forgave me. I didn't know you were still upset. I'm already slow and now I don't even know what to do. A few people shifted uncomfortably. The way she said my name made it sound like I was bullying her. Like she was surrounded by enemies. Like she was the only innocent person in the room. Noah didn't even glance at the crowd. He walked straight toward Lily. Lily's cheeks turned pink. She tucked hair behind her ear, playing shy. Noah, you don't have to defend me. I'm dumb, but I'm strong. I can take it. Noah took her report, looked at it for 2 seconds, and nodded like he was agreeing. You're strong, he said. I mean, surviving with scores like this is a kind of endurance. A snort burst from someone in the back. Then another. People started biting their lips, trying not to laugh. Lily's face fell. She tried to recover. You think I'm dumb, don't you? I'm sorry. I can't control my IQ. But I'll work hard. Someday I'll get into the same college as you. You'll wait for me, right? Noah's voice stayed calm, dead calm. You won't meet the minimum for community college admissions. So no. It was so blunt the air itself seemed to flinch. Lily's eyes filled again. That's when Braden Cole slammed his hand on a desk and stood up like he was starring in his own movie. Seriously? Picking on a new kid? That's what the geniuses at Crestview do. Braden was a rich kid with a loud laugh and a loud car. Everyone knew his dad ran Coldstone Development, the company that kept buying half the waterfront. Braden had been dragged into Crestview by money and connections and still treated school like an annoying side quest. He stepped to Lily. Put an arm around her shoulders. Lily, don't listen to them. If you don't understand something, ask me. I'll teach you. Lily's tears stopped instantly, like someone hit pause. She smiled. Sweet and grateful. Thank you, Braden. You're so kind. And then, because she couldn't help herself, she glanced at me. A little look. A little victory. That was her real addiction, not Noah. Not Braden. Me. She wanted me watching her win. Over the next couple months, Lily and Braden became a package. She laughed too loud. She spoke during independent work. She asked questions she didn't care about just to keep attention on herself. And every time Noah sat with me, every time he leaned close to ask about a problem, Lily's eyes went dark. Then came the midterm coalition. Exam, the big one. 8-school district. Hard. Competitive. The kind that decided scholarship lists and early admissions calls. Our calculus teacher, Mr. Wallace, stood at the front smiling like he had a secret. Don't panic, he said. I spent the last month building a master review set from the past 10 years. Tomorrow I'll hand it out. It's a game changer. The class practically cheered. Even Braden perked up. My dad said if I crack a 900 overall, I get a new truck, he bragged, elbows on desk. This review set is basically money. Lily stared at me for a second, then lowered her voice like she was talking to herself. It's that important? If they do well, they get everything they want. Braden didn't look up from his phone. What? She instantly switched back to cute. Nothing. You misheard. I felt a chill crawl up my spine. Because I'd heard it. And because her accidents always happened right after she said things like that. The next day, the review USB vanished from the math department office. Mr. Wallace stormed into our room, face pale. Lily Hart, he said, voice shaking with anger. Give it back. Now. I'll treat it like a stupid prank if you return it. The room went silent. Lily blinked slowly. Huh? Mr. Wallace, I don't understand. I'm not very smart. The way she said it, like a shield, made my teeth grind. Mr. Wallace's hand slapped the desk. Stop. That USB contains critical review materials for the entire senior cohort. It was there, and then it wasn't. And you were the only student in that office during that time. Lily's tears appeared like magic. I know people look down on me because I'm from a rural town. I know this is my fate. Mr. Wallace looked like someone had punched him. I knew his story. He'd grown up in a farming community, worked his way through college. He'd been kind to Lily because he understood what it felt like to be underestimated. And Lily used that like a knife. Braden shot up, pointing a finger at the teacher. You can't talk to her like that. You want me to call the district? My dad knows people. The room started to crack with tension. I spoke up, voice light, almost lazy. We don't need to make it dramatic. Heads turned. I smiled at Lily. I trust Lily. And if anyone's worried, the office probably has cameras, right? We can just check. Lily went still. Her eyes flashed with panic. Cameras? What cameras? And the moment the words left her mouth, she realized what she'd done. Because we all knew, the teacher office didn't have cameras. So why did she react like someone had pointed a gun? Whispers sparked instantly. Why would she ask that? How would she even know? Wait, what? Mr. Wallace straightened like he'd just been handed oxygen. You're right, he said, voice rough. Hallway cams. We'll check the hallway. Lily tried to back away. I'm not going. But the class was done with her. People who'd offered her snacks and sympathy now watched her like she was a thief. They marched her to the security office. The footage didn't show her taking the USB from the office. But it showed what she did next. She slipped down the stairs, lingered by the waste collection area, looked around, then pulled something from her pocket and tossed it into a rolling trash cart. Sunlight flashed off metal. Mr. Wallace hit pause, eyes blazing. That's it. That's my USB. He ran outside, too late. The cart had already been dumped. Gone. Lily collapsed, sobbing. I thought it was trash. I'm sorry. I'm so dumb. No one bought it. Trash doesn't shine like that, someone snapped. Stop calling yourself dumb like it's an excuse, another said. You're not stupid. You're malicious. Still, the school didn't expel her. They couldn't, at least not quickly. The outreach program had protections. The principal told us to be understanding. The district wanted to avoid the optics of punishing a disadvantaged student. And that's when Lily got bolder. My desk started getting messed with. Notes vanished. My completed assignments disappeared. My notebook got soaked in red ink with ugly little curses scribbled in the margins. I caught her watching me once. When I looked back, she lifted her chin and sneered. What? You staring because I'm prettier than you? I smiled, wide and bright. Yeah, your face is kind of hard to ignore. A few people laughed. Lily's jaw clenched like she was chewing nails. She stopped targeting me after that. Not because she'd changed. Because she'd found something she wanted more. Noah. The school's annual leadership trip came next 3 days. Educational sites, team assignments, the whole thing. The teacher divided us into groups for accountability. Lily magically ended up with no group. Then she walked right up to Noah. Can I be in your group? I'm really helpful. I can do anything. Noah didn't look up. He treated her like air. Lily didn't quit. She cried to our advisor. The advisor sighed and told Noah to be inclusive. Lily smiled like she'd won a private prize. Then she boarded the bus and saw me sitting next to Noah. Her face tightened. Why are you here? I slid one headphone out and looked at her. Didn't you beg to be in our group? I figured you wanted us to babysit you. The bus exploded with laughter. Lily sat down beside me with a stiff smile and muttered something foul under her breath. For 3 days, she made everything about money. If I ordered milk tea, wow, you spend like crazy. That's like 6 meals for me. If I suggested the museum, must be nice to go places. I didn't even know museums existed. Every comment turned me into a spoiled rich girl and her into a saintly poor one. I was about to snap when Noah stood up, grabbed his phone, and said, "We're taking a rideshare. Emma, come on." Lily lunged after us. "Wait for me." Noah rolled the window down, voice flat. "Aren't you the frugal one? Walk. Or sit in a mall all afternoon. It's free." The car pulled away while Lily stood there, stunned. I thought that would be the end. I was wrong. On the last day, when we were loading up to leave, my phone died and I asked Noah for his portable charger. Noah set his backpack down and unzipped it. Lily flew across the hallway like a missile. "Stop." She grabbed the backpack like it was a bomb. "You can't open that." Everyone froze. I stared at her. "What is wrong with you?" Lily's eyes were bright with weird excitement, like she was waiting for the moment that would make her the center of everything. "There's something inappropriate in there," she said, looking at me like I was the villain. "And also, why are you asking for his stuff? Aren't you too old to be begging?" Noah's gaze turned cold. I looked at him. "Can I check?" He nodded. "Go ahead." I pulled the backpack free, unzipped it, and tipped everything out onto the floor. Notebook, wallet, earbuds, charger. Normal. Then 2 pink pieces of fabric landed like a punch. A bra and underwear. The hallway went silent like someone had killed the sound. A couple of strangers walking by glanced over and hurried away. My skin crawled. I lifted the fabric with a pen tip and dropped it like it burned. Lily scooped it up and shoved it into her shirt, face flushing bright red. "Oh my gosh," she giggled. Actually giggled. I wondered where those went. "I must have accidentally put them in your backpack, Noah. I'm so stupid. Now you've seen my private stuff. I'm gonna die." She only cared that Noah had seen it. Noah stared at her like she was trash on his shoe. Then he smiled, thin and cruel. "Could you act less," he said, "or is your personality on subscription?" Lily's face cracked. And then, because she didn't know how to lose, she went nuclear. "Noah Klein," she screamed. "You can't leave. I'm pregnant with your baby." The words hit the hallway like a grenade. My breath stopped. Noah's entire body went rigid. His hands curled into fists. I'd known him for years and had never seen him look like that, like he was 1 second from shattering something. Our advisor ran in, panicked. "Lily, what did you just say?" Lily fell into sobs, performed perfectly, voice trembling with practiced innocence. I'm too nice. I'm too trusting. I'm pretty, so I get taken advantage of. He used me. I didn't want to tell anyone, but I haven't had my period in 2 months. I'm scared. You have to help me." The advisor looked shaken. Then she caught herself. "Noah isn't Lily. Missing a period can happen for lots of reasons." Lily's eyes lit up like she'd been waiting for that line. She pulled a pregnancy test from her pocket and shoved it inches from the advisor's face. 2 lines. "See? I'm pregnant." I started clapping. "Slow." "Wow," I said. "You didn't know what a USB was, but you're an expert at pregnancy tests." "Impressive." Lily whipped around. "I can learn things. And it's his baby. He has to take responsibility. I held up my phone. I recorded you just now. Every word. You want to keep talking like this when police get involved? Lily's tears dried midstream. She smiled, smug. I'm pregnant. You think anyone's going to do anything to me? You'll be embarrassed for months. You'll all be stuck with me. I looked her dead in the face. You ever heard of amniocentesis? Lily blinked, furious. Amni what? Are you calling me an animal? I didn't answer. I called the police. When the officer explained DNA testing options, Lily's face turned paper white. Her confidence wobbled. But she stayed silent. Because her plan depended on time. Then the advisor and the principal did the only thing they could. They followed evidence. Hotel records. Room bookings. And there it was. Braden Cole. Lily flinched hard, like someone had yanked her by the throat. Braden showed up to the office furious, yelling like he could brute force reality into changing. Don't you dare put my name in this. You're trying to pin it on me. Lily lunged at him and scratched his face with her nails, shrieking. You did this to me. You used me and dumped me. You think I'll suffer alone. They fought like animals in front of adults and officers and anyone who could see the truth. The pretty dummy mask shattered completely. After that, the district moved her out, sent her back to her home county, reassignment. Braden's family poured money on the situation like bleach, trying to erase the stain. I thought it was over. Until months later, I ran into Lily in a women's health clinic waiting area. She saw me and laughed a harsh, ugly sound. Emma, she said. You here because Noah dumped you? Karma. I stared at her. I was there for a routine scholarship physical. Nothing more. But I didn't correct her. There was no point. She exploded anyway. Why do you always act superior? What makes you better than me? Everyone likes you. You bought me milk tea because you wanted me to owe you. I'm going to ruin you. I'll destroy your grades. I'll destroy your life. I watched her with a strange calm. Then Noah walked up behind me with my paperwork. You done? Lily's rage choked in her throat when she saw him. Noah looked at her and said quietly, You think you're ruining people. You're only ruining yourself. He took my hand and we left. Time moved fast after that. Graduation. Scholarships. Offers. The clean, bright future everyone thinks they deserve. At a class dinner, someone brought up Braden. Haven't seen him. A guy lowered his voice. He got hit by a truck. Late one night. No plates. Hit and run. He survived, but he's paralyzed. The table went still. Someone else leaned in. His dad's desperate for an heir. Heard he tried to bring Lily back like she was a solution he could buy. Paid her family. Then found out she was pregnant again, by someone else. The story spiraled, money, shouting, neighbors hearing everything through a megaphone. A mess feeding on a mess. I didn't feel satisfied. I just felt relieved that it wasn't mine anymore. Noah walked me outside after dinner. The streetlights blurred into warm gold. The ocean wind smelled like salt and freedom. Let's go, he said. I nodded. Yeah. Then my phone buzzed. Unknown number. You think you won? Another buzz. The USB wasn't the last time. The milk tea wasn't the last time. Remember that. My fingers went cold around the phone. Noah leaned in, reading over my shoulder. His expression darkened. He didn't ask if I was okay. He didn't tell me to calm down. He reached into his jacket and pulled out a small black USB drive. I didn't want to say this, he said quietly. But it's time. I stared at it. What is that? Noah's eyes stayed on mine. The real one. I stopped breathing. The day Lily threw Mr. Wallace's USB into the trash cart, Noah said, she tossed a decoy. I found the real one, where she didn't think anyone would look. The ocean roared somewhere in the distance like it approved. I swallowed. So, Mr. Wallace knows. Noah nodded. He does. And he wants the person behind her. Not just her. I looked at the dark water. At the messages glowing on my screen like a warning sign. And suddenly my first questions came back, sharper, uglier, more grown-up than before. Who gave Lily the script? Who taught her where to strike? Who benefited when our school panicked? Who wanted us desperate enough to accept help from the wrong hands? Noah slid the USB back into his pocket and squeezed my hand. If they're texting you, he said, voice low, it means they're nervous. I turned to him, heart pounding. So what now? Noah's mouth curved barely. Now we stop being polite. I stared at the ocean, then at the screen, then at the future I'd worked too hard to lose. And for the first time in months, I smiled like I meant it. Okay, I said. Then let's make them answer the only question that matters. I lifted my phone and typed, slow and steady. Who are you? And as the scent bubble appeared, the wind gusted hard off the water like the world itself was holding its breath, waiting to see who blinked first.